discussed the characters in detail in the last lecture, and now today we'll discuss the play, that is uh, Three Sisters. Remaining acts we will discuss. So I have, for the better understanding, I have made a kind of a diagram to you, and this diagram we have discussed in the last lecture. So these are the Prozraus, right? Irina, Masha, Olga, and Andrei. These are the characters from Prozraus family. And then we come to know that she is a younger one, 20 years old. Masha is 23 years old, middle sister. She is 28 years old. And Andrei is the youngest child in the family. Then she works as a clerk in telegraph office, Irina. And then finally, at the end of the play, she wants to be a school teacher, right? And Masha is the pianist, or she used to play the piano, and she used to play the piano in concert. So here Olga is the teacher, and at the end of the play she become the headmistress. And then Andre is the character we have discussed, that he has so many dreams. He wants to be a professor in the Moscow University, and he was doing the PhD there. He was writing the thesis, but he does not complete it, and he worked in the district commission office, or he become as a secretary in the district commission office, and his dream is that to become a member of a district commission office. And he failed in his life, and then he become a gambler, right? He used to play the cards, and he lost so much money, and finally he put his house on mortgage to the bank to pay the debt. So that we have discussed. Then Irina was proposed by these two military people, Solony and Tuzenbach, right? And both these military men, they proposed Irina for the marriage, but Irina has the different, we can say, planning, or she has a different plan. She is dreaming about to return to Moscow, and she is dreaming about her true love. She does not love to this Tujenbach and Solony, and she rejected the proposal. But when she comes to know that she will not go to, or she will not return to Moscow, at that time she accepted the marriage proposal of Tujenbach. And Tujenbach, after the retirement from the military, he has a plan to start the brick factory. Brick means Vitaची factory, Vita बनवण्याची factory. He had a plan, and they are ready to. Irina finally accepted the proposal of Tujenbach, but Solony does not like it, and Solony asks for the duel. Duel means fight in between two people, and whoever win, he will get married. And Solony asked for the duel, and in that duel, Tujenbach was killed, or he was shot by Solony. And here we can find Irina never married, never married in the life, and Solony also left to the Poland, and Tujenbach was died. Then Masha was got married with Kulgin. Kulgin was a school teacher, and Masha was married in her early age, at the age of 18, right? At the age of 18, she got married, and she got married with the teacher, and she was afraid of a teacher. And why? Because he is a teacher. And then their marriage initially was very good. Masha considers that Kulgin is a very clever, honest, handsome man. But as days passed, she is not happy in her marriage. And that's why she feels something empty, or some emptiness in her marriage. And then uh, then what happens? She feels emptiness in her marriage, and is she is attracted towards Versinan. And when she is attracted towards Versinan is a man already married twice, means he has two wives. He was already married twice, he has two wives, and he has two daughters also. But he was not happy in his marriage. His wife was a crazy one, right? His wife attempted so many suicides to just annoy her husband. So that's why she's not he's not happy in the marriage, and even Masha is not happy in the marriage, and they both are attracted to each other. And at the last scene, Masha declares her love to Versinan, but unfortunately Versinan does not accept, or Versinan is also left the place, and Masha we can say, went with her husband, that is Kulgin, at the end of the play. And Olga remained the spinster. Spinster means unmarried. She never married. She never married in her life. So this is also one, we can say, story. Olga wants to get married. Marriage is her ultimate aim in her life, but she never married in her life. Even she wants to marry to the old man. Whoever proposes her, she is ready to marry, but she remained unmarried till, throughout the, we can say, play. And then Andre got married with Natasha. Natasha is a local girl of that provincial village. She does not have manners, etiquettes, but initially she is very kind-hearted woman. After the marriage, she has changed a lot. She become, we can say, excessive caretaking mother of her children, and her children are Bobik and Sophia. And she took the total control of the house. And she is a very powerful woman in the house. And all the sisters were, we can say, uh, helpless in front of her. So then Anfisa is a nurse, or we can say the maid servant in a Prozorov family. She's working since last 30 years. And Chubetkin is the army doctor. And this Chubetkin was in love with Mrs. Prozorov, means Prozorov's wife. So all these details we have discussed in the last lecture. So the student friends, today we will discuss, just recap the first act, and we will discuss third and fourth act because we have less time. So we have discussed this act. First act is in the house of the Prozorov's family. It was a midday. It is a bright and sunny, we can say, light. It was the celebration of Irina's birthday. It was, the date was the 5th May. Means the play starts with the 5th May, and it was the 18th birthday of Irina. It was the 18th birthday of the Irina. And there is another reason for celebration, and that was the first anniversary of their father. So all these military people and Prozorov family get together, come together to celebrate the first death anniversary of Mr. Prozorov, who was a military man. And it was also the Irina's 18th birthday. So the play starts with a celebrative mood, and then all these sisters were introduced. Olga is the eldest one, and she is the school teacher. Finally, she becomes the headmaster, headmistress. Then Masha, a middle sister, she is fond of reading, and she used to play the piano. She got married with Kulgin, who is a school teacher, and at the age of 18, she got married. So at the age of 18, Masha got married. So that we come to know in the last lecture. Then we come to know that Irina is the youngest one, and Irina also, we can say, has the dream to return to Moscow and to meet her true love. So Andre, as I told, Andre is in love with Natasha. At the close of the act, this act, he falls in love with Natasha and he proposed to Natasha, and the play, we can say, shifted to the second act. So this act also deals with the comparison between death of the father and the present day. When death of the father means 1 year before, there was snowy day, a very dark day, but today's day is a very pleasant day. Their father was a general command in the brigade, and it was, we can say that, uh, so it was, we can say, he was retired, retired military man, and they shifted to their local town. And it was, a play starts after the 11 years of their coming to the town. So all these sisters, Irina, Masha, and Olga, they are longing for to back to home. That is a Moscow. Means they are urging to return to Moscow. And as we discussed that, it was the celebration of Irina's birthday. Versinan, as I told, Versinan was married twice. He has a wife, mother-in-law, and two little sisters. And then we discuss the philosophical talk between Irina and Chabutikin about life. Masha wants to leave the party. Why? Because she was bored in the party, but she could not leave. Why? Because there is Versinan. When Versinan appears, Masha become very happy. Anfisa, a pure point, brought the cake, which is given by Protopov, and they, we can say, cut the cake. Masha does not like that Protopov, and that's why he was not invited to the party. And Chobutikin gives the birthday present, and that is a samovar. Samovar is a pot in which Russians drink the tea. आपण त्याला चहाचा कप म्हणू शकतो. Varshinan introduces himself, and he discusses his memories with Mr. Prozorov at the Moscow that we discussed in the last act. Then we comes to that Varshinan, how he was studied in Moscow, how he remained in the Moscow, and how he was acquainted with the Prozorov family. Then Volga does not like town, but Varshinan like is. See a different approach. Olga says that this is a very cool place, means there is the weather is very cold, as well as he says that there are so many mosquitoes in this local town. But Varshinan has a different view. Varshinan says that there are rivers, towns, there are hills, there are trees, there are birds. So we can a forest, we can enjoy these things. We will be happy. Soleni is the person who is very foolish and childish, rude. He always use the sound chuk chuk chuk, means a bad mannered person. We have discussed in the last. Then Andre, as we know that particularly, as I told you, Andre is a scholar of the family. He expects to be a professor in a Moscow University. He plays the violin, loves Natasha, but Andre is failed in his life, and Andre presented a birthday gift as a picture frame to Irina. We have discussed in the last lecture. He also wants to translate the book from English, and Andre knows three languages: English, French, and German. Even Irina knows Italian also. Why? Because their father was a military man and they always have the transfer. That's why they know these languages. Or their father was very, we can say, particular about their education, and that's why these people know the so many languages, or 3-4 languages these people know. So then we discussed that Natasha, she does not have a dress sense. She is, we can say, wearing a dress. As for example, in the play there is an example. She is wearing a green dress, and on that green dress she is wearing some red belt, which looks odd. So means she does not have that sense. Then Kulgin, a school teacher, he wants to give the present to Irina on her birthday, and he want to give the book which is written by himself. And the title of the book was The History of Our High School for 50 Years. But there is a joke. That book is already presented Kulgin to Irina on the Easter day. Again, second time he is presenting the same book. And when he comes to know that he is already presented that book to Irina, he gifted that book to Varshinan, and he asked, if you get the time, read this book. And it is a Sunday, and all these people, they wants to, we can say, rest. Then we comes to know the conflict between Masha and Kulgin. So Masha and Kulgin, husband and wife, they do not have the good relationship within themselves. Kulgin requests Masha to join the party at his headmaster. Masha directly rejects it. She does not want to involve in any party, and Masha says that you are boring. So he does not interested in Kulgin. Then Tujanbek confesses love to Irina, and he proposes for marriage, but Irina rejects that love. And finally, all people are having the lunch, and there are near about 13 people at the table. And Natasha, as I discussed, she comes in a pink dress and she looks odd, and all make the fun. And Natasha left the table. Andre follows her and confesses his love for whom? His love for Natasha. And that we can say that love is accepted, or Natasha accepted his love. And then we discuss the second act in the last lecture, and that second act opens in 1905, and it is a July evening. It is 8 o'clock of the night, and it begins with Andrej and Natasha's married with their first son, that is Bobik. And Natasha is a very careful mother. She cares about her kid, that is Bobik, about his food and health very well. Then we comes to know Ferapont, and Andre discusses about life. And Ferapont is a servant, which is, we can say that, which very who does not hear well, or he has the hearing problem. But Andre discusses with him about life, and that Ferapont does not listen anything. He is a servant, and he does not listen anything. And we can say that we Fierapont does not listen anything. Andre has the we can say Andre expresses himself and he does not listen anything. Then Masha talks about her marriage. When she was 18 years old, she got married with the school teacher, and she is not happy with her husband. Then Irina, she was tired of the job in telegraph office, and she wants to change the job, and she has the feeling to join the job in airport. So then in the second act itself, Irina informs that Andrei lost 200 rubles. Rubles is the Russian currency, and 2 weeks ago also he has lost, and in December also he has lost. So Chubitkin also not paid the rent since last month. So these things we have discussed in the last lecture. Then Firoti gives the gift, and that gift was a color pencil to Irina. And Irina considers that she is not a child to take the color pencils. So it is also quite strange. But at the last, Versinan got the letter from the daughter, Natasha, and daughter, and it is informed that his wife is going to commit a suicide. And Versinan also exposes that there is a love affair between Natasha and Protopop. So then, at the end, Masha comes home, and Masha says that she has the secret love with Versinan. Tuzenbach and Soleny also declare their love for Irina. Here, the second act ends. The student's friend, we will discuss the third act, and that third act from here today we'll discuss the third act. So, till this act, all the couples are set, and now this play get the twist in the plot. And what is the twist in the plot? There is a fire in what in that town. So this act opens in 1998, means 3 years later. It is a July month. And what is the time? Time is 2 o'clock in the night. And it is the action takes place at Olga and Irina's room. We know that particularly Irina is shifted in Olga's room. Why? Because Wobik used that room, and it was the suggestion by Natasha. So now the play takes place at Olga and Irina's room. So the play opens with the fire in the town. So there was a fire, and that town was burnt, and there was, we can say, a kind of a calamity. The people are running here and there. There is a fire in the town, and all these people are now distributing the cloths and needy things to the needy people. Even the play, the third act opens with that Olga is giving her all the clothes through the Anfisa to the needy people. So there is a fire in the town, and then the house of Versinan was also burnt there. तिथं जी फायर लागली त्या फायर मध्ये किंवा तिथे जी आग लागली त्या टाउन मध्ये, त्या आगीमध्ये सगळं गाव जळून खाक झालं होतं. आणि त्याच गावामध्ये वर्सिननचं घर होतं, आणि ते वर्सिननचं घर पण काय झालं होतं, जळालं होतं. The house of the Versinan was also burnt. And then Anfisa is afraid of losing her job. Anfisa is working in the Prozorov family as a nurse or as a maid servant. And how much years she is working? She is working 30 years. And now she is afraid. तिला भीती वाटते. Why? Because of losing her job. माझं आता मला घराच्या बाहेर काढतात काय असं तिला वाटते. I will just read that dialogue. Anfisa says, I am getting weak, everyone will say. Send her away. And where am I go? Where? I am 80, 81. Means I am so old. Where can I go? And Natasha is responsible for that. Natasha does not like Anfisa. Natasha says that Anfisa is the useless servant. Anfisa is old. She cannot, we can say, work because of she is very weak. And that's why Natasha says that she is no use here. She is a peasant. She ought to be in the country. And she should not be live in this house. So Natasha does not like Anfisa because Natasha feels that she is useless and she does not like such servant in the house. And Olga says that Anfisa is working in our house since last 30 years. So we cannot send her out of the house like this. But Natasha is not in mood to listen, and Natasha says, but now she can't work. She is not fit for work. She does not nothing but sleep or sit still. ती काही काम करत नाही, फक्त बसते किंवा झोपते. So she will not stay here. How sit she still? Why she is a servant? So she should not remain in the house. So here we can find that, and that's why Anfisa is afraid. And then uh, Natasha blames Anfisa, and she blames that she is old, she is useless, she can't work, she only sits, she only sleeps, and she is very weak. That's why she should be not in the house. Then what happens? Kulgin enters, and Kulgin says that, or he informs that only one part of the town is burnt. गावातला एक भाग काय झालाय, जळालाय. But still there is a wind. पण तिथं आणखी वारा आहे, and परत आग गावामध्ये लागू शकते. In that between, Chupetkin, who drinks in frustration. And what is the frustration of Chubitkin? The death of his patient. We know that particularly Chubitkin is a doctor, and he drinks in frustration. And what is the frustration? The frustration is the death of a patient. What happens, students? In one Wednesday, there was a patient, and that patient was the woman, and she died while Chubitkin is giving a treatment, and it was Chubitkin's fault. And because of that, Chubitkin become very disappointed, and he become very frustrated, and he has a kind of we can say shock, and that's why he does not feel anything, or he does not remember anything. And here we can find that Versinan also become a kind of disappointed in the life. Then Tugendbach's plan to arrange a concert for the benefit of the families whose houses have been burnt. Tugendbach plans that we should have collect the money. And how can we collect the money? We can collect the money on the concert. Concert means program for the benefit of the families. And what is the concert? Concert is the piano or music concerts, we can say. And we can collect the money, and we can give the money to the families who are suffered in the fire. Versino informs others about the transfer of the soldiers to Poland. So here again, see now, third act, two things are very important. The first thing is that the fire in the town, and another important thing in the play in the third act is a transfer of the soldiers. And Versinen informs all the Prozorov family that the soldiers are now transferred from this place to the Poland. Means Tugendbach, Solony, and all others will now go to the Poland. They will not remain in the town. And that is a shock to whom? That is a shock to Irina, that is a shock to Masha, that is a shock to Olga also. Why? Because if these people went there, there is nobody to visit the Prozorov family. Then Fedotik gives the news of a fire. Again, Fedotik comes. Fedotik is a servant in the district commission office. He comes there and he says that there is a fire. And he says that everything is burnt. Everything is burnt means what? There is nothing remain, means the house was on the fire. And then Tugendbach decides to start the brick factory. So Tugendbach don't want to go to the Poland, and he want to remain in that town. Why? Because he loves Irina. And he decided to start the business. And what the business he will do? He will do the brick factory, or he will set the brick factory, and he had a plan. So Masha informs that Andre has mortgaged the house to bank, and his wife has grabbed all the money. So Masha comes to know that Andre has mortgaged the house, and his wife has got all the money from Andre. And all these three sisters, Olga, Masha, and Irina, they were angry on their brother, that is Andre, for mortgaging their home and conceding all his power to his wife. Means his wife become, means Natasha become a very powerful member in the family, and there is no rights to the other members, and that's why these sisters they become angry with whom? Angry with Andre. Then Masha comes and she confides or she confesses her love to her sisters, and she says that I love that man. I love that man means I love, or we can say Varsinan, or Varsinan and Masha loves each other. Then Irina decides to accept Tuzenbek's offer of a marriage, even though she does not love him. Finally, Olga says that Tuzenbek is a good person. He is a good man. So we are not returning to Moscow. So you can at least get married with Tuzenbek. But here we can understand that Irina, finally accepts the marriage proposal, but she does not love. See what Olga says. Olga says it's true. He isn't good looking. Means Tuzenbek is not good looking man, but he's such a thoroughly nice man. So good, a person doesn't marry for love, but to do her duty. Means if you do not love Tuzenbek, still you get married. Why? Because he says, that's what I think. Anyway, I would marry without love. Whoever proposed to me, I would marry. Only he were a good man. I even marry an old man. ओल्गा म्हणते की कुणाबरोबरही मॅरेज करायला मी तयार आहे. म्हातारीने जरी मला प्रपोज केलं तरी मी मॅरेज करेल. म्हणजे मॅरेज हे ओल्गाच्या आयुष्यातलं प्रमुख उद्दिष्ट आहे. आणि ती इरिनाला सजेस्ट करते, कारण ओल्गा सगळ्यात मोठी आहे, इरिना सगळ्यात छोटी आहे. आणि इरिनाला सजेस्ट करते की आता मला वाटत नाही आपण मॉस्कोला परत जाऊ, त्यामुळे तू आता तुझेनबॅकने जर तुला मॅरेजचं प्रपोजल ठेवलेलं असेल तर त्याच्याबरोबर तू काय कर, मॅरेज कर. And then we comes to know Chubetkin, who drinks and stumbles and smashes a clock. This is very important. That clock is the Chinese clock, and that clock belongs to the Mrs. Prozorov. Mrs. Prozorov means mother of these three sisters. And he breaks that clock. He smashes that clock. त्याच्याकडून ते घड्याळ चुकून त्या घड्याळाला अडकतो आणि घड्याळ पडतं आणि घड्याळ तुटतं. And it is also one of the incidents important. Why? Because this incident reminds us the mother of three sisters and reminds us the love of three sisters mother and Chubetkin. Now at the last part of this act, we can come to know that Andre acknowledges his own awareness of life's folly and his disappointment in Natasha. शेवटी अँड्रेला कळून चुकतं की आपण जीवनामध्ये काय झालोय, दुःखी झालोय आणि आपल्या जीवनामध्ये आता काही सक्सेस राहिलेला नाही. And begs his sisters forgiveness for everything. And he begs his sister, so forgive him. What Andre says, let me read. So Andre says that, first, you have something against Natasha, my wife, and I have noticed that from the very day of marriage, Natasha is splendid woman, conscious, straightforward, and honorable. That's my opinion. I love and respect my wife. Do you understand? I respect her, and I insist on other people's respecting her too. Initially, he says that you all should respect my wife. Secondly, he says, secondly, you seem to be cross with me for being a professor, not working at something scholarly, but I am in the service at the general store. I am a member of a district council. तो म्हणतो की तुम्ही माझ्यावर का रागवताय, कारण मी प्रोफेसर झालो नाही किंवा कुठं वर्क करत नाही, पण मी काय करतोय, एका डिस्ट्रिक्ट काउन्सिल मध्ये मेंबर आहे, मी तिथं काम करतोय, म्हणून तुम्ही माझ्यावर रागवलं नाही पाहिजे. Thirdly, he says, there is something else I have to say. I have mortgaged the house without asking your permission. मी आपलं घर काय केलंय, गहाण टाकलंय तुम्हाला न विचारता. For that I am a blame. Yes, and I ask your pardon for it. त्याला तुम्ही मला काय करू शकता, दोषी धरू शकता आणि मी तुमची माफी मागतो. I was driven to it by my debts. माझ्यावर खूप कर्ज झालं, त्यामुळे मला ते घर गहाण ठेवावं लागलं. आणि किती कर्ज झालं त्याला, 35,000 rubles. 35,000 rubles माझ्यावर कर्ज झालं होतं. And that's why I put this house on the mortgage. And here we can find that here the first third act ends. The students, I hope you understand the third act also, and we have just 15 minutes. We'll discuss quickly the fourth act. So the fourth act opens with what? The fourth act, action of the fourth act is takes place at the old garden of the Prozorov family. It is a sunny afternoon, and time is the 12 o'clock. Afternoon, 12 o'clock. So the soldiers now, last act. This is the last act. This act opens with the soldiers are now leaving to where? Leaving to Poland. Why? Because they are transferred. The soldiers become friends with Prozorov family, and now they are preparing to leave. See, Ferotik, Kulgin, Solony, all they are, we can say, preparing. And Ferotik says that, what Ferotik says that there are 6 battery divisions, means there are 6 divisions of army. 3 divisions will leave today and 3 divisions will leave tomorrow. And all these people are ready to leave from that town to the Poland. And they have taken the photograph. Why? Because they are now departing. They are going to Poland, so they have taken the photograph, and everybody is in do we can say in the mood that some happiness is there, some kind of disappointment is also there. And then there is a tension between Solony has challenged the Barun. Barun means Dujanbach, a duel, and Dujanbach don't want to play that duel. Now Solony also has that love to Irina, and he also wants to marry Irina. There are 2 people now, Solony and Dujanbach, and whom to marry. So Solony says, let's play a duel. दोघं आपण द्वंद्व करू आणि द्वंद्वामध्ये जो जिंकेल तो मॅरेज करेल. And what happens in that duel? Dujanbach was shoot. He was dead. And here we can find that Irina's expectations to get married with Dujanbach is over here, or she could not marry to Dujanbach. So all the soldiers are leaving. A shoot is heard, and Dujanbach's death means Solony shooted to whom? Solony shooted to Dujanbach, and Dujanbach is now died. And shortly after, before the play, it is said that he was died. Then what happens at the end of the play? Masha has to pull sobbing from Versinen's arms. Okay. Now Masha and Versinen, they love each other. They both are got married people, but they love each other. But they are now departing. They are now separating. Masha will live with her husband, that is Kulgin, and Versinen will go to his wife. Then Kulgin accepts Masha, and he never asks any question. Olga has accepted the position of permanent headmistress. She become the headmistress of the school, and she will move to the school quarter with Anfisa. Why? Because Anfisa is harassed by Natasha. Now Olga and Anfisa will live in a school quarter. Masha will go to her husband's house, Kulgin. Now only one sister remained, and that is Irina. Irina, her fate is uncertain. Why? Because now Dujanbach is died. Solony is went to the Poland, and there is no one to get married. And she wants to be work. Okay, she says that work can only give the happiness, and she wants to work, and she gave the examination to become a teacher, and she passed in that exam, and she will be a teacher forever. Then Natasha, the last character, Natasha remains in charge and control of everything. घराची मुख्य होते ती, सगळ्यांवर अधिकार गाजवते, कारण आता सगळे घराच्या बाहेर गेले. माशा गेली, ओल्गा गेली, इरिना गेली. इरिना आता कुठेतरी काम टीचर बघून राहणार. Natasha is the only in charge of the house, and Andre is stuck in his marriage and 2 children. आणि Andre ते 2 मुलं सांभाळत आणि आपल्या पत्नीचं म्हणजे नताशाचं डॉमिनन्स सांभाळत त्या याच्यामध्ये सँडविच झाला किंवा अडकला. And then as the play closes, the 3 sisters stand in desperate embrace. सगळे एकमेकांना कडकडून भेटतात. Gazing means watching. Gazing of the soldiers depart to the sound of bands march. आणि सगळे soldiers कुठे चाललेत आता? पोलंडला चाललेत. ते बघत सगळ्या sisters कडकडून एकमेकांना भेटतात आणि इथं कर्टन पडतं. Here the play ends. So the student friends, I have explained every minute detail of the play Three Sisters. I hope you understand it. If you have any queries, we'll discuss. But before that, I would like to discuss uh, themes in the play Three Sisters. So what are the themes in the play Three Sisters? So the students, the first theme we can say the dissatisfaction. Dissatisfaction in the life. See the all characters. Olga dissatisfied in the life. Why she is dissatisfied? Because she couldn't marry. Olga is dissatisfied in the marriage. Then we have another, that is welcome Suryavanshi sir. So Olga is dissatisfied in the marriage. Why? Because she is not married. She is ready to get married to anyone. Even she says that I will marry to a old person. See, marriage is the, or we can say, ultimate aim in her life. But she never married. She remained the spinster. So she is dissatisfied in the life. Then another character, Irina. She wants to return to Moscow. She wants to return to Moscow. She wants to go to Moscow and she wants to meet true love. True love. But she remained unmarried in the sorry, she remained in that local town, or she never, we can say, returned to the Moscow. So she also remains what we can say dissatisfied. The third character, Andre. Andre is not satisfied in the life. She wants to be a professor in the Moscow University, but he doesn't become the professor, and he remain a gambler. He is also dissatisfied. Take the example of Masha. Masha got married at the age of 18, but she is not satisfied with her husband. She has a love affair with Versinan, but still she is not satisfied. Take the example of Natasha. Natasha is also not satisfied with her husband, that is Andre, and she has a relationship with Protopo. So all the characters are dissatisfied. It shows that we people in our life are also dissatisfied, one way or the other way. Then another theme is the play, that is dreams, hope, and plan. See, all the characters are dreaming. Irina dreaming to return to Moscow, Olga dreaming to get married, and Masha dreaming to a good husband, and Andre dreaming to become a professor. So for their dreams, they have the hopes, they have the plans. So dreams, hopes, and plans is also one of the theme of this play. Search for identity or search of identity. Every character is searching for identity. Irina is searching for identity. Olga is searching for identity. Masha is searching for identity. Rather, I would say that every one of us is searching for identity. So this is the common problem. So we can say that Andre is also searching for identity. Andre want to be a identity, that is, he want to be a professor, but he does not. So everyone is searching for identity. Search for identity is one of the theme. Search of meaning in life. So we are searching for meaning in life. So whether the life is meaningful, we need to search. And here I can give one example. See, two characters. One is Olga and another is Versinan. Both the characters are born and brought up in Moscow city. But both the characters comes to the local provincial town, right? And both the characters have different perspective towards the life. How Masha does not like that local village or town. She says that there are the mosquitoes, very cold weather is there. Means her attitude towards that town is pessimistic. And another character, that is Versinan. Versinan says that this town is beautiful. Why? Because there is the forest, there is the river, I can see the sunrise, I can see the sunset, there are the hills. So these things are there to enjoy. Means how we look at the life, the happiness and meaning depends on it. This is the theme in the play discussed by Anton Chekhov. Isolation. See, in the modern age also, we become isolated, we become aloof, we become lonely. Why? Because here we find that all these people are in the people, or they are in the company of the people, but they feel isolated. Take the example of Masha. She feels lonely. Take the example of Anfisa. Anfisa feeling insecurity. Why? She feels that if you kick me off of the house, what can I do? There is insecurity in her mind. Everyone in the life, in the play, they feel isolation or insecure about their existence. Love, three sisters love, or we can say the sisters and brother love. And then we can find that love in between all the couples, Andre and Natasha, Masha and Kulgin, Irina and Tujenbach, or Irina and Solani. So love is a constant theme in the play. Throughout the play, we can find that theme. And then the marriage. See, I never read that dialogue to you. I want to read that dialogue actually. So marriage, a very good comment given by Andre on the marriage. Andre says that a marriage does not make man happy. So marriage is the theme throughout the play. So all these three sisters, they want to get married, but we can say that there is no successful marriage. Not a single marriage is successful in the play. Versinan's marriage is also, we can say, problematic, or other marriages are also not in, we can say, successful way. So marriage is the theme we find in the play. Time. See now, every act there is a mention of a time. 1993, 95, 98. And again, how time changes and how our expectations according to time changes. It also discussed in the play, that is Three Sisters. Society and class. See, society and class means what? Two things we can understand here: the Moscow society and provincial society. And class means what? Natasha is made fun by all the other characters. Why? Because she is considered the lower class girl, and she does not have the manners and etiquettes, and that's why she is considered as a fool in the play. And Olga considers herself a very superior. Why? Because she belongs to Moscow. She born and brought up in Moscow, and she feels she is educated. She knows three languages. So that is, we can say, class and society we find in the play, in throughout the play. And last theme is women and society. So how women are suffered in the society. We have three examples in the play: Masha, Olga, and we can say Irina. But one powerful woman is also there. How she, we can say, become a practical, and how she become the controller of the house. That is Natasha. This is also woman in the play we have discussed. So the student friends, thank you very much for your patience. I have explained